What's up, everyone? Michael with ShadowTraffic here, and today we're going to look at controlling the data volume, velocity, and variety. So far in all these tutorials, we've just been building off data as fast as we can, kind of indiscriminately rotating through the different generators, and this has been really good to kind of get up and running. But if you want to simulate real production traffic, you have to model the actual statistical profile of your data, and that's what this tutorial is going to be about. So I made a new configuration file, as I usually do, post.json, running it with our development flags. Got it all set up over here, and I'm going to model some posts. So basically posts on a forum. This is a really simple example to kind of show biasing towards a certain population of users, controlling how quickly those users are posting, things like that. And so what's going to be in our post table, really all we're going to care about is just one column. We're going to call this poster, the person who's posting, and we'll just we'll give them a name as we usually do, because this is easy to read. So that's going to be a string, and expression, and you get a first name. All right, if I check, I've got Darwin, Furman, Marlon, everything's looking good. And so what this is going to do is going to randomly pick names every single time. But I don't really want that. Actually, in the real world, I probably have a subset of users who are posting more often than not. And so what I want to do is actually convert this poster to be a gen weighted one of. I want to have a weighted set of choices. Go ahead. And I want to have some different weights here. I want to say maybe, let's see, weight, I'm not sure, and I don't know yet. I'll say maybe 70% of the time I want to look up a repeat user, someone who's already posted before, and then 30% of the time perhaps I want to have a brand new user. And so I'll take my my generator for a brand new user, and I'll go ahead and I'll put that down here, clean up my parentheses, or clean up my braces. Let's see. It's looking good. Looks good. Okay, if I run this, 30% of the time I'm going to get a poster, and the other 70% of the time I'll just get nothing. I'll get an empty set of brackets. So that's all looking good. What I want to do now is to say that 70% of the time I want to perform a lookup on my own data set. In a prior tutorial, we did a lookup on a different generator. This one I actually want to introspect onto this very data set. So I'll say gen lookup, and what am I look up? I'm going to look up this table. I'm look up posts, and the path is going to be the poster, which is this top level key that I have up here. It's the sole column of this table. So if I run this, now what I'll see is I see Terry a whole lot. I see Terry actually 4 out of 5 times, which is basically what I want. I want 70% of the posts to be coming from repeat users. If I play this out and let's just generate many more examples, obviously I'll have more examples than just Terry, but in the beginning it's biasing towards the samples that it actually has at the moment. And so that's how I can start to control some of the variety of data. What I want to show now is controlling the velocity of the data. How quickly am I generating this data? By default, ShadowTraffic will just belt through this data as fast as it possibly can. But I want to show how I could slow it down a little bit. I can introduce various lag intervals and tell it to delay by certain amounts. And so I want to show this in 2 different ways. So I'm going to use a new feature that we haven't really looked at yet called vars, which is exactly what it sounds like. It's a variable, and the variable's name is going to be called delay. And you'll see why we're doing this in a second. And so I'm going to introduce a normal distribution here and say, give me numbers that are on average 500 milliseconds with a standard deviation of 40 milliseconds. And so how do I actually use that variable? Well, I'm going to introduce a local set of local configs, and I'm going to say throttle milliseconds. And now I'm actually just going to go look up that variable. So gen var's name is delay. Looks good. And now you see these coming out a lot slower. They're on average every 500 milliseconds. But just to make this more real and to kind of show you why I used a variable, I'm actually just going to pluck this call out, and I'm going to make a new column called delay. And I'm going to put the variable here. So now I can actually print out and see how long is it taking to print out one of these every time. So that's how I control velocity. And the last thing that I want to show is controlling how many pieces of data am I actually doling out. I can put a cap on the amount of volume that I'm sending out. And so this is another a localized configuration. I can say, instead of throttle, I'm going to add another one, events, exactly. So this says send exactly 3 events and then stop. And so this is great for being able to bound how much data you're putting out. This is important because if you're simulating your production traffic, it's probably not the case that you're producing an unbounded number of customers. Maybe you have customers every so often, or you say, I want to go up to exactly 1,000 customers or something like that. And you can see, even though I've set my data generator to produce up to 5 events, it stops after 3. And so this gives you a little bit of a look at how you control volume, velocity, and variety of your data.